Been a while, been quite a while since I've been up here, a few months. I didn't do much of this year, and I figured, well, what a better day than today to get out. There are people that come to places like this and they look for Bigfoot. They wonder where he could be. Could he be hiding behind some tree, looking for them? Could he be just one step away, peering through the brush, you know? I know Bigfoot. I've seen him. I've seen his tracks. I know him to be a spirit protector of the forest. This thing that people look for. He's right there. I think the only thing people find when they go in the woods is themselves. And if they can do that, then they're good. Which way do I go? I go straight. It's been a while since I've been up here. It's been probably at least 6, 7, 8 months. The smell right now of leaves. It's intoxicating. It really is. These rhododendrons and the mountain laurel I missed and bloomed this year. I didn't have a vehicle. Had to get a new motor put in, and I'm still a little anxious about it. Taking it up, I do smell a little bit of oil smell. Don't know what that means. I had it all checked out. The guy says it's fine, so should this one go, I'm screwed. All those heroes of the road, when these things happen to them in the books, it makes for good story and song, but when it's happening, it's not the greatest thing. So, I'm up here today thinking of two people, thinking of my favorite songwriters just passed away, Chris Christopherson, and I'm thinking of a good friend Valerie Janjeski. 10 years ago, she passed away. I tried doing a live yesterday about it, and I got a phone call and had to cut it short. But 10 years ago, to the date, I was up here. And I was up here just enjoying it all. Every little bit of it. Every plant, every little spider, everything. Took a bunch of pictures. I talked to her a couple days before about sending her a copy of one of my books because I was kidding with her, and I was like, well, you can buy my book for such and such a price. And she'd been one of those people instrumental in getting me into writing. Not getting me into writing, believing in myself. Bigger than getting into writing. I'd shared it all with her. So getting up to these wild places always reminds me of one of the times I came up here. A friend of mine lived next door to her in high school, and I wanted her to go along with. She wasn't home. Would have offered, to drive her up. It would have been nice to have spent the day with her up there. I'd missed that opportunity, and I still wrote this great story about being up here. This is back about 98, 97, forget when. When I think of what people define love as these days, I'm kind of shocked by it all. I really am. I was saying to a woman that's a singer, she happens to have a wife, and she was getting a lot of flack and a lot of really crazy rude comments. And I said to her, I said, do you give them the time and acknowledge it? Or do you just go about doing your thing and not giving a damn what people think? Nobody has the right to tell anybody else who they love or what they should be singing or listening to or any of that. I think of love, when Valerie passed away. I wrote that book, Valerie. In fact, I believe today, it's 10 years today, I had that picture taken of me up on the Shenandoahs. It's actually what that is. That's the day I started writing the book, Valerie. One of my most sincere thought-evoking books, I think, of poetry. To define my feelings with Valerie, she's gone. What I've learned is a very valuable lesson, though. I started out thinking about what other people thought, taking it to heart. And I forgot that it's Valerie who quoted Chris Christopherson to me. A letter once that said, "The heart is all that matters in the end." It's very true. A lot of people think of love as being something you can gain from another person, or two people just met, living together. It's a convenience. To me, love has always been the connections you have with another person. A lot of people say really dumb things to me. And we always kept our time, our thoughts, and our conversations private. She'd seen me get some fame for my writing, and she knew the value in that. So I really hold those stories close to my heart, and there's a lot of them nobody's ever going to hear. One of my favorite plants, you got one, you got two, more importantly, you got three. It's like a dinosaur foot. Love this plant. It's called sassafras. You take the root, you can make root beer, like a tea out of it. And the leaves, leaves they use in Cajun cooking and spices. It smells just like Fruity Pebbles. Then we get to this part of the trail, probably my favorite part. This is like, I like to consider like the lunchbox. You got red birch. You've got yellow birch. Yellow birch, you see there's all these limbs down. If you need to start a fire, it's like gasoline. Like, there's so much oil in that bark. No, don't take it off a live tree. But if you find one that's dead, you can start a fire. What else do we have to eat around here? Let's look. Ooh. One of my favorite trees, the beech. My father had stories when he was younger, looking around for beech nuts. And beech trees are kind of cool because they all kind of grow with their roots connected. They're like a family. Beech nuts, my dad used to live on them when he was a kid. He'd skip school up in Portage, and he'd, that little beech stand going in towards the bog. So there's this trail, I love it. It's such a dynamic change from area to area in the seed inside of it that you eat. The outer shell is like a triangle. If you ever want to know. And I'm almost at the rocks. It's been a good walk. So I haven't done this in a while, so it's kind of nice to get out. See the changes from one trip to the next in the seasons. That's how you go to the rocks. Now, we're always very careful here because there's a lot of rattlesnakes, even now. In fact, right now is when they're probably hardest spot in among these leaves. So be extra careful here. Nice fall day, is there? Say too much until nobody's out here. Sometimes I might see animals out here, so I didn't really want to say too much about that. Looks like I'm absolutely by myself out here, which is nice. That's what I wanted. Climb up on here, get a good view of all that. I don't see any rattlesnakes. Usually I see a bunch of them out on here. This is autumn in America, huh? So that right there is the distance Chestnut Ridge, right there. I'm on top of Laurel Mountain. It says caves and stuff I'd mentioned before when I was out here. It's a pretty good drop. Would not want to do that. That one actor, singer, just died the other day from a real simple fall. It makes you think, realize about it. So I'm gonna be walking back in along here. Birch tree. Look at that. Rhododendron is beautiful, isn't it? So I sit here and I think about life. Think about how beautiful every moment like this is just to get out. Read a lot of music right here in this rock, a lot of poetry, and made a lot of trips out here with a lot of people. It's great. A lot of wild blueberries, among here. She was saying about food you can eat, like there's some right there. Let's have a better view though. My backpack today is the good old Granite Gear Vapor Trail. Hoodie green and black. Never lets me down. Let's have a look up at this valley. Look up in here and see that tower. That's the valley I came up through. Give you a good look at that. Good view of Chestnut Ridge from Laurel Mountain. I live on the other side of that on the hill. A little bit of zen before I close out. It's my color. Beautiful.